A young boy in a red blanket floats in the middle of a burning barn, his eyes glowing like fire. Moments later, a mother's scream echoes through the night sky as she falls from the clouds. This chilling scene marks the birth of something unholy, the story of a child sent from the stars not to save the world, but to destroy it. The story begins with Tori and Kyle Breyer having always wanted a child, but after years of trying, they have trouble conceiving. One night they see a bright crash in a nearby forest. Curious, they go investigate. There they find a crashed spaceship and inside a baby boy wrapped in a red blanket. They bring him home and adopt him, naming him Brandon. In the movie, the spaceship crashes the moment they believe their dreams are answered. As Brandon grows, he seems perfect. He is very smart, always helps around the farm, studies hard, and rarely complains. Even more strange, he never bleeds or suffers an injury. His parents tell him he was adopted from an agency, though they conceal that he is alien. When he turns 12, things start changing. In his sleep, he begins to speak in a strange alien language. He is drawn to the barn, where the crashed ship is locked in storage, and sometimes sleepwalks there. While mowing the lawn, he realizes how strong he is. The mower blade bends or is deflected while his hand remains unharmed. On his birthday at a local diner, his uncle Noah gives him a rifle. Kyle refuses to let Brandon take it. Brandon feels insulted, erupts in anger, and storms out. The family leaves the diner. Brandon starts having feelings for a girl in his class, Caitlin. He sneaks into her bedroom one night while the family is camping, to quietly visit her, though she is frightened. At school during gym class, there is a trust fall exercise. Caitlin lets Brandon fall and publicly calls him a pervert. In anger, he squeezes her hand, crushing it. The school suspended him for 2 days. Meanwhile, Caitlin's mother, Erica, who works as a waitress at the diner, pushes to have Brandon arrested. When Brandon walks to the barn's storage again late at night, he feels a strong pull inside him. The chain on the door rattles and he breaks it apart with ease. Inside, the spaceship begins to glow and hum, filling the dark barn with red light. Brandon stares at it, hearing strange whispers calling to him in the same alien language he spoke in his sleep. Slowly, he starts to float above the ground, hovering right over the ship as if drawn by its energy. Tori rushes into the barn and shouts his name. She grabs him and he falls, accidentally cutting her hand on a sharp piece of metal. Brandon stares at her blood in shock since he has never seen himself bleed before. Tori, trembling, finally tells him the truth about how she and Kyle found him in the woods as a baby after the crash. Hearing this, Brandon's face turns cold. He feels betrayed that his parents lied to him all these years. He storms out of the barn furious, goes into the house and rips the family photos from the walls, shouting that he hates them. Later that night, he sneaks into Caitlin's room and wakes her. He tells her that he has discovered he is special, and that one day everyone will see what he can do. He leaves a small flower on her laptop before vanishing. At the diner, Brandon returns wearing a homemade mask. He attacks Erica, stabbing her eye with a sharp glass piece, then uses his heat vision to melt into the freezer, killing her off-screen. The next morning, police led by Chief Deaver find Erica missing and notice a strange symbol burned into the glass. That same night, Brandon appears at Uncle Noah's house, throws him through the air using telekinetic power, and finally kills him by lifting his truck high and slamming it down. Using Noah's blood, Brandon draws the same eerie symbol on the wreck. Tori and Kyle become more and more frightened of Brandon as his behavior grows violent and unpredictable. One evening, when Kyle confronts him about the strange deaths and symbols, Brandon snaps. He shoves Kyle hard against the wall with superhuman strength, his face cold and emotionless. That moment confirms Kyle's fear. His son is behind the recent killings. Shaken, he talks privately with Tori. Both realize Brandon is no longer the boy they raised. In a desperate move, they agree that Kyle will take Brandon on a hunting trip and secretly kill him, believing it's the only way to stop him. After the two leave for the woods, Chief Deputy Deaver arrives at the Breyer house. He questions Tori about the strange symbol found after Erica and Noah's deaths. Tori, terrified, forces him to leave, claiming she doesn't know anything. She then runs to Brandon's room and searches through his things. Inside his journal, she finds pages filled with those same symbols and disturbing drawings of death and destruction. The sketches show exactly how Erica and Noah were killed. Meanwhile, in the forest, Kyle quietly loads the same rifle Noah once gave Brandon for his birthday. He steadies his aim and shoots Brandon in the head, but the bullet bounces off harmlessly. Brandon turns slowly, staring at his father before vanishing. Kyle runs, terrified, but Brandon reappears above him and shoots red laser beams straight through his head, killing him instantly. Back at home, Tori calls Kyle's phone. When someone finally answers, it's Brandon. In a cold voice, he tells her that Kyle is gone and he's already home. Tori grabs her phone and dials 911, her hands shaking, her voice trembling as she begs for help. Before she can finish the call, Brandon begins tearing the house apart. Windows shatter, furniture is ripped from the floor, and the sound of splintering wood fills the air. Moments later, Chief Deputy Deaver and his partner arrive at the scene, stepping into the dark, wrecked house. They're shocked by what they see. Before either can react, Brandon appears in a blur and kills both officers instantly. One is thrown through a wall, the other crushed with inhuman force. Tori runs from the house screaming and heads straight to the barn. Inside, she opens the storage room and finds a horrifying sight. Erica's dissected body hanging in pieces, surrounded by the strange alien symbols drawn in blood all over the walls. Horrified, she turns and finds Brandon waiting for her. Trembling, Tori tells him softly that he's her son, that he's a blessing, and that no matter what he's done, she still believes there's good inside him. Brandon listens silently. She slowly hugs him, tears streaming down her face, but in that moment she tries to stab him with a sharp piece from the spaceship. He easily catches her hand and stops the blade. His expression changes to rage. Tori pleads and apologizes, but Brandon grabs her and soars high into the sky. He looks into her eyes one last time, then lets go. She falls screaming to her death. A moment later, a passenger jet collides with Brandon mid-air. By the next morning, news reports reveal that the plane crashed directly into the Breyer farm, killing all 268 passengers. Investigators find the strange blood-drawn symbol painted across the wreckage. In the aftermath, Brandon is seen sitting calmly in the back of an ambulance, unharmed, while emergency lights flash around him. The movie closes with news footage showing chaos across the world, reports of other mysterious alien-like destructions appearing in different places, hinting that Brandon might not be the only one of his kind.